Existence Brewing.
Okay, Cosmic Kiddos, it's time for another Existence Brewing download.
What can I say? Oh, hey.
Hey,
Hey,
here I
Jack.
am. Sorry, I'm running late. Hey, that's a really interesting outfit you're wearing. Is that one piece? You don't sleep in that, do you? No. Sorry, we're not supposed to talk to them anymore. Just place our order and leave.
Don't bother the barista behind the counter. Just grab your cup and be on your way, sir.
You know me, the story. I was addicted to... I called it my one corporate vice because I was a Starbucks drinker for 25 years, and the espresso
Did you just say
habit...
Did you just say Starbucks?
Yes.
Did he just say Starbucks?
Oh, there it is.
The Mermaid Corporation.
The siren, actually. It's a siren,
That's
they'll
right,
have you know.
siren.
If you call it a mermaid, someone in there will go, it's a siren. She's a siren. It's the same thing. Then they go into explaining what it is. You go, yeah, I know. You know, a mermaid, just a bigger bitch, right? One that'll...
I don't know. Maybe a siren would do a little bit more.
Sirens enchant men and like devour their souls.
Right.
So they're
So,
basically just kind of like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's
They're a
just
little
like,
worse, I think.
yeah. But the habit actually goes back about 5 years before that, when the whole craze started, early 90s. So I have about 30 years of dealing with baristas, and I've known so many of them over the years.
When you were a barista at one point. You were among the ranks.
I was briefly, a couple times briefly, I was. Well, when I was in my late teens, when no one knew what a barista was, I remember reading an article about it that somebody put together.
No, it's barista. It's barista. If you're
barista or the men?
If you're a man, it's a barista.
A barista and a baristet. He said it sounded like some kind of a barrister who hadn't completed his training yet. So a British lawyer, which they're known as barristers. But it's funny in just the, talk to them, don't look at them. I miss that because that used to be my social time pretty much. I was a married guy through much of that time, but a lot of my just social time, I didn't have a lot of friends that I hung out with. So that was my social hour, was when I would go in, and sometimes I'd be in and out and the interactions would be quick. And sometimes I'd linger for hours if the conversations were interesting or deep, or I was just feeling like screwing around for long enough, or trying to avoid going home because I knew I was in trouble or something like that. Then
you would just hang out with the baristas,
stretch your counter time out
at the siren.
So many different personalities that you run across, and just women. It's so funny. As a straight guy, you have to respect this remark if you're a woman, because men are stupid, and a lot of them sadly are piggish and all these other things they get accused of, at least to a small degree. But I just would love to trade places. I'd love to have a woman trade places with a decent, because I consider myself to be a decent-minded straight man. I mean, I do not possess an enormous amount of sexual motivations. Yes, I can find the opposite sex attractive and certainly notice it. But again, these baristas, some of whom were, college age centerfold 10s, right? And some of them who were as homely as you could get, and it ran the gamut of what their perception of you wanting to chat with them
100%.
was. And it didn't matter, because some of the bunnies were absolutely chatty. And, oh my gosh, really? That's amazing. And then other ones, it's the same thing. Like, don't even look at me. What are you doing? Like, you're talking. No, there's no talking to me. You don't talk to me ever. You just want me. All men want me, and that's all they want, and that's all they're ever going to want. So, but it ran down the other direction too. It went to the, to the troglodytes of the world on, and they were just, really, that's interesting, or oh, don't look at me. It's just you're one of those horrible men. It's just funny when you think back on all of them, because I bring up some of these characters I've run across, some of these people I've run across at times, and I just brought up one the other night. She was an art student, a failed art student. She said she always was a self-described failed art student. Oh, she was just dour about life to that point. It was really sad to see, because I'm guessing she was probably maybe 29 or 28, but she'd said, yeah, everybody in the world is mean. So I used to go to art school in the big city, but everybody's mean. And I just quit because everybody was mean, and I left, and I was just like, so you're telling me you left art school because others were critical of your work? And she said, well, it was more than just that. And I'm like, what more was it to make you quit school? Did someone actually stalk or harass you? No, look, Jack, people are just mean, okay? And I'm just going to leave it at that. They're just mean.
Yeah.
The world is mean, and I quit, and that's all there is to it, and I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. Like, okay, all right, that's fine. I mean, I'm trying to get to know you a little better in passing just because I'm interested. So
you just brought up something about the art school. This reminds me of a quote that I heard somebody say of John Candy, which was, you're not trying comedy. You're either doing it or you're not.
Oh.
And it's the same
Fair.
thing with art. Yeah. You don't need to be an art student. You're either doing art or you're not.
Unfortunately, she's premising that remark, no doubt, on the merits that everybody in Western society is based on. A, are you making money at it? And B, have you won any awards lately at it? And for her as a student, there wouldn't have probably been much of an A yet, but the B wasn't coming in. This goes right back to one of Jack Hansen's 101 lessons about if you paint, you're a painter. If you write, you're a writer. Well, but I don't make any money at it. Oh, God, here we go. So you're not validated by the almighty dollar, so therefore you're invalid as any of those things. Listen, that's not how God intended it. And yes, I'm going to drag him into this equation, or it, or whatever you want to call it, her. Let's just call it her. I mean, yes, that's the way it's supposed to be. If you write, you're a writer. If you paint, you're a painter. If you're an artist, you do any kind of art, you're an artist. I mean, you don't have to make money at it, trust me, but you'd like to. And sometimes, in fact, I would think a lot of times your passions are not all they're cracked up to be in the workplace.
We hope this download brewed up something for your existence. To find more, and for full episodes of Existence Brewing, check out the podcasts at existencebrewing.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts online.
Existence Brewing.